Hi, welcome back to Ahead of the Curve. I'm your host, Dr. Megan Teed, and this is another Curve Convo with Kerry Green. Welcome back, Kerry.
Hello. Excited to be back once again.
Yes. So, how's your summer going so far?
It's going amazing, actually. It's been very chill. I've been working on my boundaries with work,
Oh,
like we talked about last time, not working late, not working on any
oh,
weekends. I've been going to the
wow.
pool. You'd be proud of me. It's impressive.
I feel like I need to do whatever you're doing.
Oh, it's a game changer. Like not looking at work on the weekends and just,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even just a little bit of work on the weekends, like, kinda ruins a little bit of my week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I do at least have one day where I
Right.
don't look at it. Um But usually things trickle into my Saturdays where I'm like, I still need to like knock this thing out.
Yeah.
Ugh. So one thing that came up in the training that I did this week was delegation. Like
Mm.
just like multiple times. And that this is something that has come up like over the course of the past several months is like I need to hire somebody, maybe just a VA or an assistant to help me with some of my back end stuff. Like I have some people helping me with things, but I need like a girl, like my girl.
Wait, I can't believe you don't have that.
No.
Oh, I'm shocked. Okay,
Yeah.
so you have, like, someone that helps you with the podcast.
Mhm. I have somebody that helps me with the podcast, and then I have somebody that helps me with like my tech and website and
Okay.
like
Well,
things like
that's kind of a VA.
she is, but I only get her 3 hours a month, um,
Wow.
and it's more like really heady stuff that, you know, she can knock out really quickly and would take me or probably somebody else a very long time to do. I need somebody who's going to be, like, helping me, like, sift through some emails or, with uploading my recorded classes up into my platform and things like that. Like, it just takes so much time. Like, I'm downloading it from Zoom and then uploading it to
Well, I
Vimeo.
have someone just for the job.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's amazing. She helps me with all that stuff. She actually used to be a nurse, so she understands,
Nice.
like,
Okay.
our line of work, and she's really great, so I'll send that to you. It'll be a game changer.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, I just need to put it out there.
Exactly, all you had to do was ask. So tell me about where you were
Yeah.
on your training or certification.
Okay, so this is funny.
Yeah.
I may have mentioned this, but I'm not sure last time we talked. But there were several options for the training, and the woman who created it, she's a physical therapist who is no longer a physical therapist. She's um, considered like a medical medium,
Mhm.
and has done like, a lot of energetic training and things of that sort. And she's based out of Australia. So my options for the course were Australia, um, Austria, um, Slovenia, and Bali, and then or Vestal, New York.
Wait, I'm from Jersey, lived in New York for 10 years. I have no idea where that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's the middle of nowhere. It's like there's Binghamton or yeah, Binghamton Village is
Oh,
close by.
okay.
Um,
Yeah. Like really,
but
really far north.
e-
Really
no,
far north New York.
no,
No?
south. It was like almost in Pennsylvania.
Oh, I have it reversed. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was near the Finger Lakes, kinda, sorta.
I know it's beautiful there. No?
Um, it was pretty, but we wasn't in the Finger Lakes.
Lakes are beautiful.
Yeah, so Finger Lakes are beautiful, but we were not in the Finger Lakes.
Got it.
So, I flew into Newark, New Jersey, and then drove 3 hours to
Wow.
this training. I mean, it was just not convenient, but I just very much felt like this was, like, something I needed to do and kind of an itch that I needed to scratch,
Mhm.
so to speak, because I've I feel like I've, like, hit this point with, like, the work that I do with my patients where physically I'm doing, like, all the things that I can do with them, but I know that there's, like, this emotional component that is so strong to scoliosis and to the tensions that people are
Yeah.
holding in their bodies, and I'm not a psychologist, but I am a body worker, and if we can, like, bypass the mind and still help the body, I'd love to learn about that, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what this training entailed, and, anybody can take the training, so if you're, like, wanting to, just get that information to heal yourself or work on yourself, you can go and take the training. There was a nurse practitioner who was teaching us, and then also a PT who focused in women's health. And the nurse practitioner also like does more like psychology type of things. So um, yeah, it was really great. I got 4 treatments of, the spinal attunement while I was there, and there's several amazing things about it, but the most amazing thing for me to learn were, the where we hold the tensions along the spine, as far as our emotions go. So, like, um grief and heartache are all around like T4 to T8. Um, there's like the um, beliefs about yourself and like your identity are all like in the sacral levels of the
Mhm.
spine. So that was really fascinating
Yeah.
for me to learn and just to think about what's going on in my own body. I've been dealing with grief for the past several years, and um, I have been having pain in my left shoulder blade, which is radiating from T4, that T4 segment, and T4 is like one of the heart grief
Yeah.
levels of the spine. So it just is putting all the connecting all the dots, and when I was getting the treatment, so basically what it's doing, it's helping to restore something called a spinal wave, like all throughout the length of the spine. So you lay prone, like face down on a table, and they like measure your feet to see what level is like your primary entry point. And sometimes you are protecting yourself and like or your body is protecting you and might only show certain levels to the person that's working on you because they're not ready for that deep of work.
Mhm.
Like, if you're working at the root or if you're working like up at the crown, like, those 2 points are, like, pretty powerful points, that people tend to protect and guard, so it'll show up as, like, a trick in the body,
A
um,
trick?
like, so it's like it it's, uh it's not your primary point, so it's going to show you a trick, like
Mm.
a secondary point. Yeah.
Okay. This is so cool. I love this.
Yeah. So, basically um you always like start at the physical level, like touching the person at the point that they showed you they're okay with being treated first,
Right.
and you're looking for the wave of movement to go all throughout the spine. So
Okay.
from your tailbone to your head. And, basically you have the person lay there and just focus on breathing into their belly. And then you can see like the spinal weight, like the spine, like
Like
actually,
it,
like,
or I've seen it. It's like you're like making a wave, like a worm
yes.
with your
Yeah,
breath. Yeah.
kind of. And you're not doing anything to like,
It's just doing it. Like your body just starts
yeah,
doing that. Wow. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Um, Yeah, so and then you'll see where that wave, like, kind of cuts off,
Mm,
and you're, like, hitting, like, the restart button in certain ways to, like, get the wave to be continuous all throughout the spine and not
interesting.
block.
So what would happen if somebody had a fusion? They couldn't do a wave.
Right, so we can only work at the unfused
Okay.
segments of the
And then
spine.
that part would just do whatever it can do, I guess.
Mhm,
This is so interesting for me because like the what you're saying, like the emotions being connected to different vertebrae, I guess,
mhm,
will also like then it's also connected to an organ,
mhm,
and so like in my work, when people all the women, they're in survival mode, but their physical symptoms, and everybody has symptoms, are always manifesting differently.
mhm,
So for one person, it might be their spine, and somebody else, it's their gut, and somebody else
mhm,
is like, why it's my neck, whatever.
mhm,
So like the stuff is all connected, and it's
mhm.
freaking amazing.
It is, it's so
Like
cool.
once you clear the emotional blockages, it
Mhm.
frees up so much more. But if you never go there,
Yeah.
it's so hard to get where you want to go, like cross the
Mhm.
finish line of whatever that is for you.
Yeah. And it is this I am, the kind of person I'm always in my head, so I'm, like, always in that mental field, like, thinking, 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 cycling things over and over, and I can be more, like, disconnected from my emotions, like,
Yeah.
um, so this has been through the several treatments that I got. I do feel a lot more grounded. Like, I was sharing with Carrie before we hopped on that my dog is actually just had surgery, and he has to stay at this rehab place for a week after the surgery. And normally I would be like so in my head, I'd have a pit in my stomach. I would, just be kind of spiraling about this. And yes, I do have my moments where I'm like getting pretty upset about it, but I'm finding it a lot easier to ground myself and, just, trust that he is in good hands, and me worrying about it and getting stressed about it isn't going to help him at all. Um, and while I've always known that, like with other scenarios, I'm actually like feeling that better in my
Well, that makes sense because I always say, like, when you have all these emotions, because emotions are energy, obviously, that's what you were just saying. When you have so much and it builds up in your body so much over time, years, I mean, since we're born, it's like a pressure cooker,
Mhm,
and your brain, it doesn't know what to do with that. So it just starts overthinking. Like sometimes, oh, everything's anxiety, but is it really anxiety, or is it that our brain is like trying to like
mhm.
get rid of this?
Yeah,
It's like the engine is revved. It's trying to get rid of this energy, but it can't because we can't do it through thinking.
mhm.
And isn't it crazy how much easier it is to control your mind after you've released
Yeah,
the things from your body?
mhm, yeah. One of the, analogies that, one of the instructors used was like having your car in park and just flooring the gas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it feels
Just
like.
yeah. Mhm.
Mhm. Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
will you be doing sessions? Will you be offering
yes. Yeah.
sessions?
So I will be. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Definitely starting in person with people.
Yeah.
You can do it virtually, which is just I still am like, really? How?
I think we
Uh,
talked about this last time.
yeah. So like basically you can use like a pillow or like as the practitioner, you have like a pillow or like a body chart or something in front of you, and then you're directing your attention there, like to the person you're working with online. And they have said that they've done successful work operating that way. So
Not to freak me out. It's the quantum realm.
I know, I know it's all like, woof.
There's no time and space.
Yay.
Everything is everywhere.
Yeah,
Meg gets so creeped out.
I do. I do. I get a little freaked out about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I will keep you guys posted. And are we talking about what we're planning?
We haven't yet. You
Should
want
we?
to?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep
Okay.
ourselves accountable.
Yeah. So Carrie and I have been in the background, like planning a retreat. And in that retreat, we have all sorts of like special things planned for you guys. But this would be one thing that I would definitely offer
Oh,
with the retreat.
yes, I need a
Yeah.
session too.
Yeah. So, uh, yeah, we're really excited about just trying to find the perfect location for our first one.
Yes, it's
And
been a journey. We will not settle for less than perfect.
yeah, it's you know, we want to keep it as like simple as possible for the first one, meaning like in the United States
Yeah,
or maybe the first few, depending on how it goes. But our intention is to eventually do these abroad,
yeah,
and have it be like a very special, nourishing, holistic experience for you guys.
yeah. So where do you guys want to go? Let us know.
Yeah. Yes. So
'Cause
please.
we've got a whole list.
Mhm. All right. So I think we probably have time for like a question or maybe two.
Yeah,
Um, so the first question is, this is something that affects everybody, I believe. But can constantly monitoring your posture, pain, or symptoms actually make it harder for your body to change?
yes. Do you want to go or me?
You you can.
Okay. Well, there's two things. One, why are we doing that in the first place?
Mhm,
So if you are doing that in the first place, and I did this for years, it's because you truly believe deep down on a subconscious level that something is wrong and you can't trust your body.
mhm,
So you believe deep down, even if you're not saying that, that's what it is, right? So I don't trust my body for whatever reason. I don't trust it to heal, maybe. So I'm going to constantly be hypervigilant, scanning, checking, as what? Like as evidence that nothing's wrong, but you're doing it because you truly believe something is wrong. Right.
mhm,
And so
mhm,
your body, this is the problem with that. Your body responds to what you believe. So if you are stuck in that belief that it can't heal and you can't trust it, then it's not going to heal.
mhm,
But once you do trust it and you believe it can heal, it's really simple actually. It
mhm.
literally just starts healing.
Yeah.
Like my that was something I posted the other day on my Instagram about how much like my spine has straightened. Like after my surgery, the lumbar curve, I might have told you this in the past, it went from 5 degrees to 25 and now back down. I don't even know what it is. I saw last I saw it was 20, but
Mhm.
now it seems a lot straighter than that just from what
Yeah,
I feel. Uh,
yeah.
but that all happened because I started believing that I could heal it.
Mm,
And
mhm.
it's like a lock and a key that unlocks it.
Yeah.
Well,
What ultimately, like, helped you to switch that gear?
so you have to bring the subconscious belief to the surface. You have
Mhm,
to acknowledge that you have it, find exactly what it sounds like. Then you have to decide what you want to believe
mhm.
instead. And then in my program, we do subconscious reprogramming. And like literally, there's a way to actually change it super fast.
Wow.
Yeah. You could also just, anybody can do this. You can just practice saying the new beliefs out loud,
Mhm.
you know,
Even if
just
you don't believe it at that time.
so you can say, you could even say neutral beliefs, something you can't argue with. For example, like, I don't trust it yet, but I'm going to, like, I'm working on it because it's really important to me.
Mm,
Even
mhm.
that is a major shift.
Yeah,
And you kind of, so imagine it like a ladder. The old belief is the bottom, the new belief is what you're working towards. And you just keep saying things to get to
yeah,
the top.
yeah. That makes sense. Because I know that just saying the new belief without believing it, that does not work. You're
Right.
like,
Yeah, it's
"This
like an
is a bunch of
affirmation.
garbage."
Your
Yeah.
brain's like, screw off. I'm
Yeah.
too smart for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But neutral and I actually, when we do this in session, when I say the neutral thought, the person's whole body like relaxes. They're like, oh yeah, I do want to believe that.
Oh.
I don't believe it yet, but I do want to.
Mhm. That's so great. Love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and I see it where especially with people who have had chronic pain, that's just like their baseline generally is they are continuously monitoring, "Where's my pain today?" Like,
Right.
it was in my shoulder, now it's in my hip, or now it's in my knee, and
Right.
then, they can drive themselves crazy because it's, like, always moving around their body, but, you know, it, and I'm sure you've probably read this book, shoot, I can't think of it right now, but basically it's how you're determining whether something is actually like a neuroplastic pain or an actual, like,
Well,
harmful.
it's always, if unless it's an acute injury, it's always coming from your brain,
Yeah,
like, if people
exactly.
think, "Oh, I'm monitoring my pain because it's always there," but actually what's really happening is you're saying, like, "Where's my pain gonna be? When's it gonna show up? How bad is it gonna be?" And then
Mhm,
when your brain hears that, all it
mhm.
hears is pain, and it's like, "Okay, well, now I'm gonna serve you up the pain that you're asking
Looking
for
for it.
now," you know?
Yeah.
I did that. Oh my gosh, that was another thing. So many years because I was waiting for it.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah. It's
So
hard stuff.
change your language. Don't
Yeah,
say the word pain.
yeah. Anything else you wanna say about that?
Um, did I answer
Yeah,
it?
I think it was great. What role this is the next question. What role do perfectionism and people pleasing play in chronic tension, pain, and feeling disconnected from your body?
Mm, mhm. Well, it's similar, right? So it depends on like what that looks like for you.
Mhm.
But I'll just take a random example. Like if I'm having a perfectionist thought, I need to do XYZ to be okay or for things to be okay, then, well, what I'm really saying is like it's not going to be okay if not.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing like for your brain now that it believes that is 100% real, and we will have an emotion and even a physical response to that because your brain believes it's real. So what would your emotion be and how would your body feel if that thing really did come true?
Mhm.
And then you just feel it right now.
Got it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Hmm. How does people pleasing play into that?
If you're saying, I need to do XYZ to make sure this person is happy,
Okay.
not disappointed, whatever it is, could be a
Mhm,
thousand things. If you're saying to your nervous system, if that's not the case,
mhm,
something bad will happen,
mhm.
and that actually will put you into dysregulation.
Okay.
Because we can get dysregulated from our nervous system up, like through triggers, but we can also dysregulate ourselves with a story. Why are you laughing? Because you're like, yeah.
'Cause I feel like that's normally what dysregulates me. It's like, what?
Or the top down. It's top down anxiety is a story,
Yeah,
and bottom up is from an actual trigger.
yeah.
But it's all doing the same. It's all going to the same place.
Mhm. Our
Yeah,
bodies are wild.
yeah. That's why we work on people pleasing, perfectionism, boundaries, all that, like in my nervous system program, because it's not just the physical. Like,
Mhm,
that is such a big part of it.
mhm. Yeah. Do we have time for one more?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do people resist letting go of like a pattern or an identity, even when it's not serving us anymore?
Okay. I got an answer for that. These are such good
They're
questions.
all geared
These are
towards
these
Gary
are
too.
my favorite. So you have a part of your identity called like that, or what holds your identity called the ego. And when like to change a pattern is to step into a new identity, right? So say it's the version of you, the identity you have that doesn't believe you can heal scoliosis. The version of you that does believe you can heal it is a brand new identity. And for the ego, it's like this is going to sound dramatic, but it sees it as a part of you dying.
Ooh.
That's why if you guys have ever heard of ego death, so it's like,
Yeah,
"Mm,
can
I don't really want to die. I don't want this version of me to die. So like, let's try to pull you back. We will literally do everything in our power to pull you back into the current identity so that we don't have to change, so that it doesn't have to die. And that's why people feel resistance.
mm. Even though it's like such a downward spiral with what they're
Yeah. Because the next version of you is always a better one.
Mhm.
So like that we want to do it, but sometimes people don't do it because they can't get past the resistance and the increase in anxiety that you get on the way because they don't understand that it's actually coming from the resistance of the old identity. They're like, no, I'm too anxious, I just can't change, it's not working. Like, no, 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 it's actually a good thing. You're right there. Just keep going. And
Yeah,
then
just
and then it goes
few
away.
more steps. Yeah.
Yeah, a few more steps and then it goes away because then once you like lock in the new identity, the old one does disappear.
Mm, mhm. Yeah. This has all been, like, such a game changer for me, even in, like, my programming of the collective. Um, the first whole section is resetting your nervous system and really creating safety in your body and trusting your body.
Yeah.
Um, and we just finished our first week this or last week, and, um, the main thing I had them doing was laying in the supported rest position where we're actually propping in your curve and filling in the hollow spaces and building up the floor to cradle your body. And you have your legs supported on a chair, strap around your legs. And people just felt like immediate relief, amazing relief. I mean, probably 90% of the people had very positive feedback from just laying and feeling supported, like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
and just creating that safety is so super important in our body's amazing, incredible ability to heal itself.
Yeah, that's why doing just like even learning scoliosis, doing a scoliosis program at some point in my journey changed that because it was like, oh, I'm stepping into an identity that actually knows how to support this
Mhm.
versus like, I don't know, being lost, like
Mhm.
chaotic, trying to figure it out. Google, doctors,
Ugh,
so different.
yeah, it's so scary.
I love that.
Mhm.
I want to go do that after this call. I'm going to go.
You'll fall asleep. I taught a class today and we finished with that and I had to go treat a patient afterwards. I'm like, "Oh, this one take
Yeah.
a little nap."
A really quick question before we're done. Do you prop like that now, or is that just for rest?
That is that's I'm a little bit all over the place with it actually. If I'm doing my three-dimensional breathing, I prop out of my curve to give myself space to open up um, my collapse areas, but I have been playing around with like propping in my curve when I'm doing core work and stuff, and I I feel less tension in my back when
Mm,
I do it that way. Um, but it does vary person to person. So I give people options. Like if you're dealing with pain, I have you prop in your curve for quite a long
okay.
time. The program.
Yeah. Interesting. I was playing around with that, just doing like core work, and I had less neck tension propping the. Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart.
And the empty spaces.
Concave. Yes. Yes.
Concave spaces. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, good questions, you guys. That was right up my alley.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had a lot of people watch
All
your
right.
tr like, as they're starting the program, so they're thinking about these things.
I planted the seeds.
You did plant some
Okay. Now it makes sense why we got these questions.
yes.
Got
You're
it.
like, "What?"
Okay. I'm like, yeah, wow, all of a sudden. Oh, that's amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Alright, well, just to wrap up, are you doing anything right now to stay ahead of the curve?
What am I doing? I am talking to my cells. This is a new technique I'm trying. Talking to your cells. And specifically I talk to my spine.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's been feeling really good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
What about you?
I am really being intentional about, eating without screens
Mm,
and, like, spending some, like, concentrated time, like, being bored and not having, like, any, music in the background or podcast or like, I'm always usually, like, having something going on. So, in the mornings, I've been sitting outside and just, like, listening to nature and, you know, praying a little bit and, just thinking about the people that I'm going to interact with for the day, and it's been really nice.
I love that. Do you know what the kids call that these days?
Raw dogging it.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say it that way, but
Oh my gosh. I'm so
yeah.
glad you got that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, "That's so nice," but that's what the kids call it.
The kids. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, are we at that point? We're saying the kids.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Well, thank you for your
Yeah,
time and
thank you.
your amazing input. I love these conversations as always.
Bye.
Bye. Until next time, stay well and stay ahead of the curve.